Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming today to our virtual career talks. Today we have two wonderful employers. We have San Jose Fire Department Communications Division and Dispatch. And then also we have Amazon, which they do everything. We have a lot of their team in the room as well. We're going to first hear from Kristin in Dispatch. She has a wonderful presentation for you guys. And then we'll hear from Kevin Liu that also has a great presentation of all the different positions they have available and how you guys can get connected with them. As we go through the presentations, please put all your comments in the chat box and we will have a group session at the very end. If you guys have to leave for any reason, you can feel free to do so. This session is recorded. So I will ask now if you guys keep your mics and cameras off and be respectful to the speakers. Like I said, if you are in a noisy place, please make sure to keep the mics off and your video. If you have any needs, message me privately and I could try to help you with that. But other than that, we will start going with the presentations. So without further ado, I will let Kristin and Kevin introduce themselves, and then we'll let Kristin do her presentation. Thank you.
So my name is Kristin Earhart. Thank you, Andrew. And I'm with the San Jose Fire Department in communications, so our dispatch area. And I've been here almost 8 years, started in 2013. I'm a senior public safety dispatcher and currently working in all of our training and recruitment and quality assurance. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, again, hi guys. Hi everyone. My name is Kevin Liu. I am a staffing coordinator here in the San Jose Bay area. So I work at the new hiring event spaces with our team here. So whenever you may be interested in applying for any of our tier 1 level roles, such as any of the delivery stations, Amazon Fresh or Whole Foods, after you guys have finished an application, you would be seeing our lovely faces at the hiring events where we would be able to assist you throughout your hiring process. So we're looking forward to providing you some great opportunities that we might have, and as well as potentially seeing you in the near future.
Thank you, Kevin. So without further ado, we'll let Kristin do her presentation. As I mentioned, please put all your questions that you have in the comments and we will cover those at the group Q&A.
Thank you, Andrew. And let me go ahead and get my screen set up for you guys. Still waiting for the, I think I got it. There we go. Okay. Get started. So thank you, Andrew, and thank you everyone for being here today. Really excited to talk to you about my job and what we do here at San Jose Fire Communications. I do have a quick 2-minute video that I want to show you guys first, just to give you a little bit more of an idea of what we do. Not everybody has an idea or knows what dispatchers do, and so we produced this video to give everybody a quick snip into the day in the life of a dispatcher. So we'll go ahead and get that started.
It's 1910 copy on Spain. You do have a working fire coming out of the window of a single-story medium-sized house. It'll be the Bravo-sized window. You do have people evacuating engine. They only have a hydrant in front of you.
You're the first responders. We're the people that are going to be there for the citizens, for our community, before the fire department can get there. There's going to be this moment where they're getting ready, they're getting on their rigs, and they're going to the event. And in that time, if there wasn't dispatch, those callers would be all by themselves.
They are the first to respond out of all first responders. Without dispatch, you don't know who, what, where, when, or why. Dispatch is arguably the most important part of the 911 system.
We are the people that tell them where to go. We are the people that calm you down on the phone so that you can tell me your address. I can't count how many calls we get in a week span where somebody calls and says, I don't know where I am, but I need help. It's up to us to figure out where you are and to get you that help. So the fire department, the medical don't arrive until we tell them where to go. And we're there giving you instructions on how to manage the situation until they arrive.
Okay, I am sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line, I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
Okay.
If there's a defibrillator available, since I'm going to get it now in case we need it later. Helping people is probably the most rewarding part of this. going through childbirth calls are one of the most amazing things, because you're the people that hear their cry for the first time, and you're also the one that's helping guide them, because at that moment they're scared, they don't know what to do. You're the one that's staying strong for them and helping them stay strong for their loved ones or themselves.
Ultimately, I am sending highly qualified professionals to go take over. I'm handing it over to them. It's very rewarding to know that even on a person's worst day, you did help them to make their life better after the fact.
We do have occupants in the driveway stating at this time that everybody is out of the house.
How many occupants are saying that all occupants are out of the house?
Okay. So just it's a little quick snippet into the day of a life of a dispatcher. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that and what we do and how you can get there. So in that video, you saw them in a room taking 911 calls and dispatching calls for service. You heard a little bit of chatter on the radio. And so those are just some of the few different elements that go into being a dispatcher. And when people first grow up and think about a career and what they want to be when they grow up, most of the time they don't necessarily think about being a 911 dispatcher. Sometimes you have those rare people, but I can tell you most of us didn't grow up thinking we were going to do this career. And as a 911 dispatcher, you're not necessarily the face of the public safety system. It's very much behind the scenes. And so if you are someone that wants to help your community and help people and be a part of that public safety world, dispatch is an avenue that I think most people don't necessarily think of, but it's a really rewarding career and an integral part of the 911 emergency system. And so in this picture that you see right here, this is our communications center that we currently work in right now. And you can see lots of different computer screens. You can see different desks. We have sit-stand stations. We even have different ellipticals that you can use and exercise equipment, because as you can see here, you are tethered to your position with a headset so that you're sitting there ready or standing there ready to take the next emergency call for service. So we're standing there waiting to help the community or dispatch the first responders. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about what we do and our role. So the title that we will be hiring for is called a Public Safety Radio Dispatcher Trainee. We call it a PSRDT. And what we do is we process calls for emergency fire and medical calls for the city of San Jose. And what that means is that we could be giving CPR instructions over the phone because somebody called 911 because somebody was not breathing and not conscious. And we need to guide them through that emergency during that period of time when they've called 911 and while the responders are en route to their location. So that important, vital period of time is where the dispatcher can make all the difference. We can give those life-saving instructions or those childbirth instructions that you heard one of our dispatchers talk about. We can also give instructions for people who are trapped in a burning building and how to help themselves out and evacuate or help themselves best survive if they're unable to get out in that situation. And while we're providing those 911 emergency call instructions, at the same time, our partners on the radio are dispatching help, which was that radio chatter you heard at the end of that video. And when you see firefighters out in the field, sometimes you might see them talking to their shoulder. And so they're usually talking to a dispatcher on the other end on a radio channel. And dispatchers are the ones that give them updates, send additional help. They communicate over the radio with firefighters. 911 dispatchers are also essential workers. So we've been at work this entire last year through the pandemic. We've come into work every single day in a building. And because we are essential workers, 911 doesn't close. It doesn't close on your birthday and it doesn't close for a pandemic. So we've been very much a part of this, this time. And most recently, we just became first responders in the state of California. And so as of January of this year, after an assembly bill passed last year, we are actually considered first responders and part of that classification for jobs, which is really exciting for us. So in order to, there we go. So in order to become a PSRDT or a PSRD, here are some of our minimum qualifications to become a dispatcher and to get into our process. So first is a high school diploma or equivalent, so GED or California Proficiency Certificate, so some type of equivalent. And then 3 years customer contact. And so that can come in a variety of ways: restaurant, retail, barista, just a variety of ways that somebody could get customer service. And what we're looking for there is working with the general population and general public, because that's who calls 911. And so when we get calls for service, we get calls from all sorts of different types of people. It might be child callers, limited English speaking callers, hysterical, elderly callers, all sorts of different walks of life. And so we're looking for people who have experience in dealing with and helping and working with all different types of people in all different walks of life. Another way that you could satisfy our requirements is if you have experience, so 1 year of experience working in a similar type job, so dispatching and taking calls. So in a call center type, then you would just need the 1 year of experience. And those are our main minimum qualifications. You can check out our website, which I think will be posted later, but sjfd911.org. And it'll be on the screen at the end of the presentation as well. And so you can see other minimum qualifications, but these are our main ones. And what I want you to notice is, excuse me, got ahead of myself. I want you to notice that they are pretty minimum in terms of what the job is. And that's because we do have a paid training program. And so we'll talk about what that paid training program looks like. But I do have to say our training program is pretty amazing. It's a pretty robust program. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But here are some of the other ideal qualities. So as a dispatcher, you also want to have be pretty good at multitasking. So, and remember in that picture we showed you in that video, you saw lots of different types of screens and radio, you heard radio traffic and phones. And so while you're talking to someone on 911, you might be talking on the phone while you're typing something different or saying something different than what you're reading on the screen. And for some people that can be really exciting because they get to use all sorts of different types of skills and like that sort of fast-paced multitasking. And so it can be appealing for people. Other ideal qualities of a dispatcher would be to be adaptable. Certainly this career has lots of changes. With the pandemic, we changed a lot of our policies and call taking procedures. And so being ready for change and being adaptable is really essential in this career. This career is ever changing with technology. We just got text to 911 and we have what's called next gen 911 being enacted. So there's potential for video calls. And so adaptability and keeping up with change and being flexible is really key. We work in a team environment. So teamwork and interpersonal skills. I mentioned that you might be taking 911 call while your partner is dispatching help. So the ability to work very closely and with people and communicate well. Stress tolerance, positive attitude, right? You're helping people on the worst day. And people don't call 911 just to say hi as much as we might like them to. And so making sure that you're able to handle that stress as well. And certainly that sense of humor is helpful. I think having some levity when you're taking 911 calls is pretty important. Okay, so here's what our salary and benefits. So again, we'd be hiring for a trainee position and then eventually you would promote so that during training, again, during that paid training, we'd start at this $75,000 salary that you see here. And then once you pass your training, you would get a promotion and start at that 83 salary range, 83,000 salary range that you see here. So I think it's a pretty amazing opportunity and career for pretty low or pretty minimum requirements. And again, we have paid training. So upon hire, you would be put into our training program and you do have to pass the hiring process to get into the training program. In addition to those figures, the initial salary figures you see there, we do have a 5% non-pensionable pay. So you'd be taking home 5% more than what you see there on the screen. We do offer bilingual pay because, you know, we do have lots of different languages spoken in our community. And so we value and look for people who can speak more than one language. And then 911 doesn't close, like I mentioned. We're open 24 hours. And so we have different shifts. It is shift work. And so we have day shifts, swing shift, and midnight shift. And so what you'll see here is that we also offer shift differential on top of your salary if you're working on those different shifts. So there's also some other awesome perks and salary things that you see here. And you can certainly check out, again, that website that I mentioned if you would like to see more of them. But again, I think it's pretty great pay for fairly minimal requirements. And I think the biggest benefit that we offer initially is that paid training program, right? You can come in from a variety of different backgrounds and learn how to do the job. So I'll show you guys what we do for our training program. And I am currently our academy instructor. And so if you got hired in our next process, you would have me as your instructor, and absolutely love doing that job. So it is amazing. So our training program, again, it's pretty robust. It gives you the tools you need to be successful in this career. So it starts out with an academy. So kind of like going back to college. Sometimes I said it was a little bit harder than college for me, but that's because it was like learning a whole new language and a whole new set of skills. But we start out in a basic call to me academy. So it's in a classroom environment where we pay for and get you certified as an emergency medical dispatcher. It's a national certification, an EMD, and then also as an emergency fire dispatcher, an EFD. You'll learn how to process calls for emergency medical and fire emergencies, as well as how to what we call triage. So making sure they're getting the right kind of help and having the responders travel the right way, either with lights and sirens or not. You'll learn how to talk to different types of callers and have effective communication with them over the phone to help during an emergency. So that's about 8 weeks for that one. And there are weekly tests and finals that you need to pass and progress through that program. And then once you're done with that 8 weeks, you go into what we call our CTO program. So it's an on-the-job training with a communications training officer, so with a trainer. And that's about 3 months, and you progress, and your trainer helps you. It's a progressive training, and they're plugged in with you initially, and then eventually they're sitting away from you and you're taking calls on your own. So you master those call taking skills, and you have about a month solo where you're just taking 911 calls. And then once you master those skills, we pull you back into that other element. So remember that radio dispatching. So we do have a 4-week radio dispatch academy, again, back in that classroom environment where you learn all the skills it takes to become a radio dispatcher and talk to units and send firefighters to house fires and all sorts of different types of events. And then again, you have weekly tests and finals. And then after that, you go into a 4-month rotation, about 4 to 5 months, back into that on-the-job training with a CTO. And after that, once you pass all of that, then you're all done and you have promoted to PSRD. So you'll get that salary I mentioned previously, starting at that $83,000. Once you pass that, you'll get that base salary. It typically takes about 10 to 12 months for all of that training. And once you do that promotion, you do have a 1-year probation period. So through training and probation, it's about 2 years till you're fully here, signed off probation. And that's because this is a pretty important job. We want to make sure that people really fully understand and know how to help the community. So thank you again. That's a quick overview of our program and our hiring. And I will be sticking around afterwards to answer any questions you guys have. And we're hoping to open the next process within the next few months. So please look at our website and you can sign up for a mailing list. And again, I just want to thank everybody for their time this morning and sharing this Friday morning with me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kristin. I put the link to your guys' website in the chat. And I'm going to put all the information that you guys are okay with in the description of the YouTube channel. We had a couple people come in while you're presenting, Kristin. I just wanted to mention, so folks that don't know, we're recording right now. So please keep your mic and audio off so we make sure that the playback is clear and we respect our speakers. But with the employers okay, I'm going to put all the information that they're sharing in the description of the YouTube channel. And that's Mission College Career Services Center. If you guys look on YouTube, you'll see my face and all the other events that we've had this last semester, as well as the ones that we had this semester. And we have a whole bunch more, but again, I wanted to thank both employers for taking time out of their busy days to come talk with some of our candidates. I do see questions, but we're gonna hold off on those until we do the group Q&A. But thank you, Kristin. That was a wonderful presentation, and the money that you guys are paying people to serve our community, that's wonderful. That's really good. And my own experience with firefighters, you guys are so full of life. You guys are some of the friendliest people I met. You guys are really big, but I mean muscular, and you guys are just a really good people. That's why I'm glad that you guys are serving our community. So thank you for your service to our community.
Thank you, Andrew.
So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Kevin, and he has a wonderful presentation for you guys. Please keep your questions going in the chat box. And again, I'm going to put the employer's information. If you guys ask me directly, I'll ask the employers if they want to give that information to me, and I can keep putting in the chat as you guys need it. But again, I'm going to put it in the description box of this video that's going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel, hopefully sometime this weekend or next week at the latest, and you guys could see all the great stuff that we did today. Okay, so please, Kevin, take it away. I'll make you a co-host, and you should be able to present.
Awesome. Thank you, Andrew. And again, thank you, Kristin. Thank you so much for your service to our community. We really appreciate that we get to see the face to assist us within our community. So thank you. I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is Kevin Liu, and I will be going over our overall opportunities here at Amazon. As you may see and recognize Amazon, there are a lot of opportunities that we can assist you with, potentially leading up to your first day. And I just want to go over what we'll be going over in the overview. Just the introduction of, again, what is Amazon? Not sure if you guys know what Amazon is, right? And again, to the why about Amazon, overview of our hourly roles, our hiring process, basic job requirements as well, and additional Q&A if you guys happen to have any towards the end. So again, with the why of Amazon. So within the why of Amazon, Amazon, as you may recognize, whether you guys use it for buying any items on Amazon.com, whether you're watching Prime Video, listening to Amazon Music, buying books, going to the store, whichever that may be, the reason of the why of Amazon, right, as I can read right here, our mission is to be Earth's most customer-centric company. As you may see, the symbol, the logo is a big smile face, and we like to believe that we provide any of our service with our customers with a big smile, right? This is what unites Amazons across the team and geographies, as well as we are striving to delight our customers and make their lives easier, one innovative product, service, and idea at a time. So as you may see, right, together we build and create. You'll see that we do have many different types of Amazon locations. As you may see a Whole Foods, you may see some delivery station, you may see some drivers coming out of that delivery station, you may see that Amazon store at Santana Row, whichever it may be, right? We do want to know that there are some opportunities that we specialize in within our team of workforce staffing to help provide you some sort of career growth opportunities for you. And where your orders come to life, you'll get a further understanding, I hope, from this presentation about where your products are coming from, how they're moving from different locations on a quickly matter and to your doorstep. All right, so within the benefits of Amazon, so the perks of being an Amazon employee doesn't stop at collaborating with great people on exciting and innovative projects, right? We also offer a full range of benefits to our regular full-time US employees that support them as individuals as well as eligible family members, including domestic partners and children. So based on that statement, right, as you becoming an Amazon employee, depending on your role, whether you are going to be a seasonal employee, whether you are going to be a part-time employee or a full-time employee, you may be eligible for these opportunities. But if you are going to be hired as a full-time opportunity employee, as a regular blue badge employee is what we call, working more than 36 to 40 hours per week, you could be eligible for all 4 of these benefits as you see here on the screen. And within growth at Amazon, as I mentioned, right, a lot of Amazonians, when they first start, whether it is at the tier 1 level roles, have made a huge difference and growth within their position, not starting at where they're at and being stagnant. If that is a concern for you, that is not something that Amazon believes in, that to keep you within a stagnant position. We really believe that you demonstrating your skills and your value to the company and to your colleagues will demonstrate and reflect as well to show how you can grow and become a leader. So within the growth at Amazon, you can demonstrate positive work attitude and leadership skills, right? Excellent job performance and productivity, quality, safety, and attendance, and also commitment to the culture of safety. Within the safety, right, we want to value and understand that within the current pandemic that we are in, safety is a #1 high priority that we try to monitor and control as much as we can to adhere to all the social distance protocols. In addition to that, as well, within your growth within Amazon, we do follow certain leadership principles that you may be seeing whenever you apply. And within these leadership principles, something I just wanted to mention as well, as we had understood, one of our CFOs had learned, and how it really resonated with me was that following to certain leadership principles that Amazon may have, it really will show and demonstrate best when you show your own personality to being your own unique and genuine self. That really demonstrates well how you can as well grow within Amazon. So just a tidbit I wanted to provide for you guys. Now, to all my community college students here, right, I am also a fellow community college student. I went to De Anza College, and I wish I knew about the opportunities on Amazon to advance my career, but here I am now giving back, and I do want to provide that opportunities for you guys. So within career choice, Amazon is able to provide some sort of college reimbursement for you up to your associate's degree, and as well as if you are going to be a permanent employee within the full year. So within that, the associate degrees can range into these different types of job criteria, as you see: aircraft mechanics, computer-aided design, machine tool technologies, medical laboratory science, and so forth, right? Career skills as well. Pre-pandemic, right, there were a lot of opportunities for career skills, sitting into different sessions to know about different certifications that you can be eligible to join within Amazon, right, to advance your career. But within virtual sense, I believe there are still some that are happening, and you can definitely find a lot more information once you become an Amazon employee. If you may not be interested to become an Amazon employee yet, but still want to have some sort of career skill opportunities, I can definitely share with you guys some of the resources that we do have as well. Another great program is Associate to Tech at our fulfillment centers. So we don't necessarily have a fulfillment center nearby here. I believe our closest one is in Tracy. And how that program works as an Associate to Tech, it's a fully paid 90-day program designed to help you within IT support training. So if you guys were ever interested in that, please do let me know, and I can provide that information for you guys. And within school accommodations, right? So you as a community college student or a student in general may be considering that, well, I do want to potentially apply to Amazon, but I am concerned about the schedules that I may be applying to. Within Amazon, we do have a lot of flexible schedules in order for you to be able to enjoy your own personal life, your education, and also your work life, right? So there are flexible opportunities for you to work. In that sense, how do you select those schedules? You can select your schedules depending on the location that you apply to per day at a specific time as those shifts come out. It is on a first come, first serve basis of how you would select those schedules. There are some Amazon integrated apps called Amazon Moments that you would follow during your first day of training at the site, and then you could pick around 20 to 25 hours per week. This type of position within our Whole Foods or Ultra Fresh that I'll go over are generally really popular that we do see a lot of candidates applying to. We do hear that a lot of candidates who are applying to these positions may be working a second job already. Maybe they are a student like yourself and they do want some income while they are going to school. Or in addition to that, someone who may be retired and they do want some sort of income and do want to keep themselves busy. There are a lot of great opportunities for you to be flexible as well. And again, we do just want to highlight about Amazon that we do have 12 different affinity networks that you can be a part of. As you see within diversity of Amazon, there are all these different types of affinity networks that I myself am included in as well. When you include yourself, you, for one, at least can have a bragging right about on your phone directory called Phone Tool. You'll be able to acquire these badges saying that you are part of this community. And beyond that as well, a lot of these communities are for networking purposes within Amazonians to understand of a similar sense of Amazon community where you can be involved in different types of service projects or reaching out to the communities where Amazonians live and work. This is a great opportunity for you if you become an Amazonian to be a part of these networks to meet other people who have similar interests as you as well. And like I said, within safety, we take a high precaution within our safety when you are starting. If you are genuinely concerned about starting within Amazon, being outside, given the pandemic, there are a lot of safety measures taking part at the facilities and at our new hiring events. We, of course, practice social distancing, always adhering to 6 feet rule. When you decide to apply and go to a facility and work at that facility, they will use something called proxemics. It will be camera monitorization where you will be monitored how far you are keeping apart, at least 6 feet. And if anyone is breaching within your 6 feet, that will be targeted and marked upon a decrease in points within that site to not adhere to that. So there are all these measures as it shows. Checking temperature checks, providing masks, gloves, and constantly disinfecting as well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into the different locations that we hire for. All right. So as a delivery station, this is a part of the Amazon ecosystem of how we can get your package to your home. The delivery station is the last stop for all of the Amazon packages that are coming from Amazon.com are sent over to that delivery station location. And then those associates who are working there could be sorting those packages out by general zip code, in which then there are Amazon internal drivers who are going to be picking these packages and delivering to the customer's home. Within these schedules, you could be working about 4 to 6 hours long, up to 40 weeks, depending on the availability. How the job really works as well, right? In the sense, like I mentioned, you would sort and scan load and customers' orders to fulfill their same-day or 2-day shipping delivery time. This is a part-time and flexible schedule for you as well. Your schedule could increase or decrease for you in the sense where at the end of the day, you could be staying an hour longer or an hour shorter, depending on the capacity of the work during that day. There are also assigned areas in the building that change daily during your shift and that you'll be notified. All right, and an Amazon Fresh location. We like to also call this an Amazon Ultra Fresh location. What this is, it's almost essentially an Amazon grocery store warehouse, but it is an internal Amazon warehouse where only Amazon employees will be working and picking out these items. You as an Amazonian, if you were to apply and to be hired, you would be working at an Amazon Fresh location, finding the products that any customer would order from Amazon Prime Now, right, to acquire have same day delivery within 2 to 4 hours. You would go around the facility, finding the items, scanning the item, such as if they requested for strawberries, milk, cereal, anything in that matter, scanning it, packaging it, and leaving it in a stationary area where an Amazon driver will be acquiring those packages and delivering to the customer's home. Within this location as well, you do need to be mindful that you will be working in different temperature zones, whether it's going to be an ambient area, room temperature area, or it's going to be a freezer chilled zone. Within those areas, you will be rotating throughout your shift within those areas. So you will not be staying in a freezer location the rest of your day, or just a room temperature location at the entirety of your shift. All right, and the Whole Foods market, as you guys may see, even though you may see any Whole Foods market, depending on those Whole Foods markets, they may not all have Amazon Whole Foods shoppers. And it will show you the list of where we are currently hiring for those locations. But as an Amazon Whole Foods shopper, same type of requirements for acquiring any of the products for the customers from the customers coming from Amazon Prime Now. You would be actually working at the Whole Foods grocery store where customers will be going in just as a normal retail grocery store, and essentially the same type of requirements within your role as an Amazon Fresh location. You would be going around the facility, finding the item, scanning it, packaging it, leaving in the stationary area where an Amazon driver will be picking those up. In this case, you will be working within the room temperature of the entirety of the Whole Foods market. Within this Whole Foods market, and as well as Ultra Fresh, this is going to be a flexible schedule, as I mentioned, being able to pick your own schedule. So it's a really great opportunity for you to be able to have a flexible schedule. And within this full list here, I do want to show you guys, these are the different types of locations that you could be applying to, or that you may be interested in working at. We would recommend that you not go to these locations if you're looking to apply. How you can apply is simply all online, and we can instruct you on how to do that. But if you guys just want to have a general understanding of where these locations are, these are all the locations that we hire for within workforce staffing across the South Bay area. All right, and different types of typical shift schedules, right? As you may see, we might have some part-time schedules, as I mentioned. Those part-time schedules could be anywhere between 3 to 4 days per week, 4 to 5 hours throughout the day. Within that also can be a flexible schedule. Like I said, picking your own schedule. Reduced time schedules can be anywhere between 2 to 5 days per week, 4 to 8 hours throughout the day. This also may be a flexible schedule as well. And full-time shifts, right? Full-time schedules are, as what they say, they are going to be about 4 to 5 days per week and 8 to 12 hours per day. Within this could include one weekend day. As an example below, it could show you what type of schedules, Sunday through Wednesday or Wednesday through Saturday. A lot of the great benefits, right, about working as a full-time employee within Amazon is to be able to acquire, as I mentioned, the career choice program for tuition reimbursement benefits as well. But depending on the role, some of those benefits may transfer over to some of those different types of shift schedules. And again, just what type of Amazon jobs are like. As you can see, I'm dressed very relaxed as well, not just because I'm at home, but within the whole sense of Amazon, you are able to dress comfortably as you like. You're needing to stand about 4 to 10 hours throughout the day, so definitely adhere to wearing some comfortable running shoes. For within the role, you must be able to lift up to 49 pounds. So that is a requirement for all of our Amazon positions. If you may be discouraged by that, do know that you can always have the capacity to reach out to your fellow peers and ask for a team lift, right? There will be times when you may have difficulty lifting something, and there will be different team members upon you that can help you lift certain products. Learning how to operate pit, not the locations that we hire for that I showed, have these opportunities to learn pit equipment, but depending on the role that you may transfer to, you could have this opportunity to learn how to use those equipments. Now you'll see here within our hiring process, this is about a 4-step hiring process for you. You as a potential candidate interested in applying to Amazon to further excel your career as well, you would start at the online job application that I'll share with you guys shortly. Within the online job application, this job application will entail different criteria. It will ask for your personal information, asking about your background check as well, asking you to complete an online assessment, which will be a virtual job tryout of the role. In addition to that, you can also watch a 30-minute virtual job preview to see what the job that you might be interested in is like, right? After you complete that application as well, you'll also be sent an email from I-9 Advantage to complete your Section 1 of your I-9 for work authorization to be sure that you're eligible to work in the United States. After those are complete as well, the email of your appointment writer will tell you that you do need to keep your work authorization documents with you. In that sense, you will attend to number 2, which is attending an office hour, a new hiring event space, where you will see us. And when you are attending a new hiring event, you will be able to ask any questions about your schedule, have your background check ran, take your badge photo, and then administer an oral cotton swab drug test. After that day, you have seen us, you will hear back in about 7 to 14 business days to hear back about your potential results. Once your results have been cleared of background check and drug test, then you will be able to receive online documents that will tell you how to complete your pre-employment documents of signing to any terms and conditions of the role, any trainings that you'll need to complete. Once those are all complete, then you'll attend to your first day. As I mentioned throughout all this, do know that I did not mention anything about an interview, right? There is no interview process that you may need as long as you may complete those pre-requirements that I will show you, which is right here. Your requirements to be eligible to apply within Amazon is to be at least 18 years of age, have at least a high school diploma or GED equivalent, and as well as passing a background check and oral cotton swab drug test. Now, I do want to highlight some focuses that Amazon does hire for before we end this, but Amazon does advocate for hiring for any of our candidates that may have any disability. Any sort of disability that you may feel that you want to disclose, Amazon will be able to provide some sort of accommodation for you, whether it's at the hiring event for you, to provide an ASL interpreter for you, or a job coach, or in the sense your first day, you may need a job coach, or more focus on a specific area. There are accommodation requests that we can do to help you to ensure that you will be in great hands within Amazon. And how you can request medical accommodation as well if you want to take upon your own hands, you can definitely do that as well by within these resources of calling the number or visiting the website. And lastly, I do want to mention about military. As a military veteran, if you are a military veteran here, Amazon does focus on hiring military veterans for the efforts that of the opportunity that they may be interested in. You may see that a lot of the similar skills within a military veteran can correlate back to the position within Amazon. How that relates within proven leadership and teamwork, excellent planning and organization skills, and mission goal orientation. So again, I do want to advocate that the skills that a veteran may have learned within their serving time will complement well within their role here. And as you can see, as a quote from an Amazon associate, that really has spoken well with him, that his experience within the military has complemented well within his role here at Amazon. And this is about self-identification. If you are a military veteran, or if you are a spouse of a military veteran, you may be eligible to self-identify or have the option to choose what you would like to self-identify. All of your information will be protected for you in that sense that it won't be disclosed on any reason. Now, I do want to show you guys our application flyer. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this before, but this is our application flyer. You'll see that we have our different opportunities ranging from San Jose all the way to Santa Clara. And also in that, our hiring event space that we're currently at is at 222 Commercial Street, where you will attend the new hiring event. I would recommend that you guys would apply to the position. Oh, sorry about that. get some ads. Okay, anyway, so there you go. Sorry about that. Amazon, our application process right there as the arrow points. You can see that we do have the application website that you can apply to. And Andrew himself will go ahead and share the flyer that we have for you guys, so then you guys can know when and where to apply. General rule of thumb, our application usually updates every Friday, so you could check back on Fridays on how to do that. Last thing I do want to mention, if you guys are interested in applying to Amazon, may not be too sure about the opportunity that you want to move forward with Amazon yet, there are opportunities here for you to subscribe to our tech subscription. Within this tech subscription, you will be eligible to sign up and receive job updates that are opening within your zip code area. If you guys would like to do that now, please be my guest and open up your text message. What you would do is just type your use your cell phone, type in onto the to the receiver is going to be 77088, and in the body of the text you'll text SJ now 1. As you'll see here, it's after you type in SJ now 1, and it will tell you, hi, it's Amazon, reply yes to receive automated messages. After you type in yes, it will ask you for your zip code and let you know that you're opted into the text message. At any moment, if you would like to stop receiving these text messages, you can type stop and you will no longer receive any of these text messages. But if you look back at the first column here, this will show you the type of text message that you will receive. That will say, find a job now within Amazon and earn $16.40, and it'll give you that link to move forward within your application. All right, thank you so much everyone for your time. I really appreciate everyone here and the patience that you guys have. So thank you. Looking forward to any questions you guys might have. If you guys would like, if you guys would like to email us, please email us back at sjchiring@amazon.com if you guys happen to have any questions, or you could redirect them back to Andrew. But thank you very much.
I'm just putting that in the chat. Again, a lot of this information I'm going to put on the description of the YouTube channel. All this great stuff. Kevin has a lot of great opportunities for you guys, as well as Kristin at SJ Fire. Thank you guys for staying on the call. We're going to wrap it up now with the group Q&A. You guys are rapid fire pitting these wonderful questions for the employer. So we'll just go ahead and get started with that. So both employers. Okay, so this is a question going to Kristin, SJ Fire. So how does one submit an application for a dispatcher position? I went to the website where the requirements were outlined, but was unable to find information about applying.
Thank you, good question. So we are actually currently not in an open process, but we are hoping to open the application up in the next few months. So we're looking to hire again, probably next month or so. So at the bottom of that website, that sjfd911.org, you can sign up to be on the fire department mailing list. And when that happens, we'll email out when that job is open, and they'll let you know via email that we've opened up that application process. So definitely coming soon.
Wonderful, thank you. Another question right back at Kristin. What are the working hours of PSRDT?
Again, good question. So definitely they are ever changing. So in the academy, those 8 weeks that I first mentioned, and then the 4 weeks later in your training, those tend to be more of the Monday through Friday daytime hours. So our academy can range usually from like 8 to 4:30 or maybe 7 to 3:30, it just varies. But when you're in your training program, so the on-the-job training, that does vary. So we try to rotate people through different shifts to get exposure to the different teams and the different types of calls and the different types of events. And so then you would be doing our days, swings, and midnights. Our day shift starts at 05:30. Our swing shift starts at 1:30 p.m. and then our midnight shift starts at 9:30 p.m. And we do give those rotations out ahead of time. So we give our trainees all of the rotations that they're going to have for the next 3 months, so they have a good exact idea of where they'll be and can plan things out. But those, in terms of days off, when you're in your on-the-job training, they'll vary just depending on whatever your trainer has. So lots of shifting certainly within that first year. but gives you a good idea to figure out what you do like for your future as a dispatcher.
Wow, lots of great information. Thank you, Kristin. I just want to ask a few follow-up questions. Thank you for answering those questions. That was all good clarification. For both employers, I wanted to give this opportunity if you guys wanted to talk about your unique industry, organization, or office. I guess we'll go to Kevin this time and then we'll switch to Kristin. And if you guys can talk a little bit about that to give our candidates some background about your company culture, office, or industry, what's something unique about it?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So within the culture, as you saw, what the job would be like, as you can see, the dress attire, very casual, right? But within that as well, it is the culture of within Amazon. As we are the world's most we try to be the world's most customer-centric company. We really also try to value our own customers, which is our own associates, which is our own candidates, and to provide that type of support and that smile that you might need, right? Within Amazon, from my experience, at least within workforce staffing, as the 2 years that I've been here, the one thing that I will always receive is support, genuine support from my team, in which if I ever have any questions or if I need any assistance, I think that type of culture of support translates well to all sorts of different business lines of Amazon that we may need. We will have any sort of support that you may need that we can try to accommodate to you. So I would also just like to extend that gratitude to you guys, that if you are needing to come to our hiring events, please do know that we will do our best to give you that same type of support.
Nice. Thank you, Kevin. That was a great answer. So for the fire department and fire communications, I think one of the things for our culture is when you're a dispatcher, you're a part of that fire department family. One of the biggest things being in the fire department, it is very family oriented. It's one of our core values is we value family. Firefighters live and sleep at their fire station, eat at their fire station. And so that family sense definitely extends to dispatch, and quite opposite of Kevin. As you can see, I'm in a uniform, and that's because we are a part of the fire department and a part of the family in that. And then, so I think that's something that's really unique is you get to be a part of that experience, and that extends when you're working in the room. So when there's a big giant house fire, all the room comes together and we like to call it Thanksgiving dinner, where everybody kind of just comes together and things flow very quickly, and we work closely together. And then the last thing I would say is what I really think is unique or a part of ours is every day is different, right? You don't know what you're going to get when you pick up that phone. And so every day is different. But the one thing that's great is when you are done and you leave for the day, you don't have another project, right? You leave the phone, you hang up the phone, and you go home and you get to be with your family or your friends or go on a hike or whatever you're going to do. There's no pending project left for you. Maybe when you get into parts of my job where I'm training and all that, but as a dispatcher, you have a good work-life balance because you get to kind of just leave work at work. And I think that's a really good part of our job.
Wow, thank you both. It sounds like great places to work. We did have more questions come in. This one goes back to Kristin. You're the popular one today. How long is the shift for dispatcher?
So currently we are on what's called a 980 schedule. And so what that means is in a 2-week span, you'll be working mostly 9-hour days. We do have mandatory overtime if we are short. So we do have minimum staffing, right? We got to keep that control room staffed and be able to answer 911 calls and at any given time. And so if there might be times where you are working up to 14 hours, but there is overtime. So 9 hours is our typical shift, and then you have 1 8-hour shift in that pay period. So you'd have a 3-day weekend and then a 2-day weekend, 3-day weekend, 2-day weekend.
Thank you. And then we had another question come in for Kristin. Is there any age restriction for a dispatcher?
So just that minimum requirement, so 18 years of age, but in terms of no other age restrictions, just 18 years of age.
Wonderful, thank you. Another follow-up question, and I think with this question we will end the session. But do any of you guys have any tips for success in your organization? We'll go back to Kevin and then Kristin.
That's a great question. I think a great tip is to, ask questions. You will definitely want to ask questions within your role. And asking questions, is definitely something that you shouldn't be afraid to do to extend your help, but also to retain that answer of that question you might have asked, and also really apply to that and see how well you can really express yourself within that type of information. Yeah, so I definitely encourage you guys, if you have any questions, of course, we can definitely be of that assistance if you may need.
Nice, and similar to Kevin, right? I think one thing to really help yourself be successful in this career is continue to always be willing to grow and learn. Once you leave that academy and you're signed off dispatcher, there's always some new opportunity and some new event or some type of emergency that somebody got themselves into. And so always being humble and willing to learn and grow in this career, and being, like I said, that adaptability. So be humble, be willing to learn and grow. And I think that helps make this career very fulfilling.
Wonderful. We had a follow-up, and I promise this will be the last one. This is a good one, so that's why I wanted to ask it. So we had a candidate ask, this is for Kristin. So do you think being in school along with the dispatcher program is manageable?
So that's an excellent question. I'm going to go ahead and say, so the paid training is a full-time job. I think it would be pretty challenging to remain in school, at least for that training part. So because you're learning so much, and in that initial year, remember I said it was harder than college sometimes for me. I also am a community college person, and it was harder because you're learning a new language skills. It feels like it's college all over again, but that doesn't mean you couldn't resume that once you started actually the job. And the city of San Jose has $1,000 education reimbursement that you have every year. So certainly encouraging that growth, like I mentioned, and going to school maybe while you're actually in the job once you're finished with training. But to do it through training, I will be honest, would probably be pretty challenging.
Well, thank you, Kristin. Yeah, a lot of this clarifying. And as I mentioned, folks, is that some of these opportunities are part-time while you go to school, and a lot of these opportunities are full career paths. So that's why it's good that we bring two different employers from two different industries, so you guys get those snapshots to find out that, maybe do this while you're going to school, for work your part-time while you're looking for your full-time, or if you know exactly what you want to do and you need those connections to get that, then this is also the place to get it. So with that, I wanted to thank Kristin. Thank you so much. You guys have been such a good partner to Mission College. And of course, Kevin, you're always full of energy, and I love your presentation. It's very in-depth. But we will be doing this again. Thank you, all the participants, and any of our community partners that are on the call. Without you guys, like I said, we wouldn't keep having these events. So please keep a lookout for our next event. We're going to have a ton more in March and April and May. So keep a look at our YouTube channel. Also, the Career Services Center has a LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So you should see the Kevin's flyers for their great recruitment events. I know they're hiring like crazy. We got the summer coming up, and of course next fall with the holiday season, I know Kevin will be bustling away, as busy as Santa. So you guys look forward to that. But thank you all. We're going to end the session. Thank you, employers. I hope to work with you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.